Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. We are doing something a little bit different for today. We're doing a WIP Wednesday. This is from Goddesses by Colorit. I'm going to be using some Dylusions Shimmer Paint, starting out with squeezed orange. I'm also going to be using the Coliro Pearl colors. I also come in with the Dylusions marbled black color too, as you'll see in a minute. So, if I remember to put it up to the top right, I'll show where I started this picture in my marker series a couple months back. I did finish it out, as you could see, the marker part of it, but then I knew I wanted to do the rest in paint and gel pen and kept putting it off. And so I figured this would be a good opportunity to show you guys using a little bit of the paint. And also, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, show a picture that's not a Christmas picture. For those of you that don't celebrate, I know you're kind of being drowned in Christmas pictures, and unusually it's coming from me as well. Usually I don't do very many Christmas pictures. This year has been different though. So I thought it would be fun to focus on a non-Christmas picture as well. So we're going to finish this up today, and I put way more paint down in that little palette than I needed. So fortunately some of it went back in the bottle. If you haven't heard me talk about this paint before, it is really nice. It has a nice just kind of shimmer shine to it when you put it up into the light, and I thought it was more opaque than this, and I don't know why I thought that, but the lines on this paper are really good dark lines. So I realized because it's a see-through, translucent paint, that I wanted to come in and use the black shimmer paint on the details. So the thing I really like about this paint, it comes in a small one fluid ounce bottle, 24 milliliters, I guess. Is that right? 29 ml. And it is a little pricey for a 1 milliliter. However, as you can see here, it is really good at just needing one coat. And you can see here, I went ahead and finished it out, and I'll explain why in a minute. But here we're going to look at some detail work with the black shimmer paint. Now, the squeezed orange looks great. You can see it a little bit to the right side of the picture, the way the light's shining off the page, where it gives a little bit of a shine even when it's dry. So I'm going to come in with a black paint and a little detail brush, and I'm just going to paint those inner and outer lines black. And am I doing that? Oh yeah, I moved it to the side. I was like, okay, am I doing that? What's going on? And you're just going to see me come in and paint these lines and start to do some detail work. So I wanted to just have a video in the middle of the week, because I know like my videos are very weekend heavy, which is fine. But I would like to do some more color and chat demo WIP things like this during the week, and I want to play around with having some that I'm talking more about the picture and the process. Sure, I give a little bit of life update in it, but that they're not like an hour long, an hour and a half long. I'd like to try to keep these at 30 minutes or less, which I feel like I can do with this one, but in order to do that, I have to speed up parts. I have to cut parts of this out. And so I left just enough in real time to kind of show you guys where I'm going, what direction I'm going in with some of the stuff. So for the rest of the picture, if you didn't see the start of this picture, I was using this as an example of how to blend markers, and I believe I used a mix of Caliart and Ohuhu on this for the base. And The background, so you can see the background. I used an Ohuhu black marker for the background, but the dark lines are so dark on this paper that they're even coming through under. I'm sure I used the black marker and not like the W9 or whatever, or the Cool Grade 9. But you can still see the lines from the desert scene behind her. And I'm actually kind of okay with that. I think it adds a little bit to the picture, just gives a little bit of interest instead of it just being, solid black. Plus, you get the black outlines here. I was a little worried maybe I'd overdone it with it, but with those little lines and kind of that texture behind her, I think it works out really well. So I do say in that video, one of the reasons this book in particular has very detailed pictures, and I am not huge on details usually, and so I'm the type of person who's trying to get more comfortable with just using black paint or a black marker to black out the sections that I don't want to color. Or instead of coloring all the details different colors, coloring them one solid color. There's a lot of different ways you can approach that, and it also helps give your picture, I think, a little bit of uniqueness just because you're seeing it from a different perspective. So that's what I did here. I started to color the background, I think, in that video. And then I came back and looked at it. I'm like, man, she's so vibrant. She's so gorgeous. I just don't want any color in the background to take away from her vibrancy. So she is, I put the name in the intro. Let me see. It's Malinalxochitl is what I'm seeing is how to pronounce her name. And I know I really went slow with that, but don't ask me to do that again. But she is an Aztec goddess. And let me see here. Maybe if it comes up. I was trying to remember. The name means grass flower or wildflower, but it's derived from two words describing two types of spiritual forces. Malinal is a force of untamed nature, is what stands outside civilization. Shital, on the other hand, Xochitl, there you go, is a force of beauty and purity. A dynamic creative force. So there's a whole lot of details here. I did not prepare myself to look into this, and again, trying to keep this under 30 minutes. But anyway, the book is really cool. There's some beautiful art in there. Just like I said, I wanted to show this because this gives a good example of how to, like I say, either black out details or just go over it with one or two colors. You don't have to color every little thing, all these different colors. Now, what is going on here? I think I sped it up a little bit. Yeah. So this section, I've sped it up a little bit, and we're only going to get about halfway down the picture, and then we're going to move on to the next piece, which is going to be the pearl colors. I decided to use the gold and silver palette, which you saw me use actually this past weekend in the Ebenezer Scrooge picture. I wanted to use, I believe the actual term for the one main type of gold I used is Aztec gold. So I thought that was fitting, and I think I used the Tibet gold as well, just to mix it up a little bit. And so the rest of her becomes a mixture of that watercolor, and then I used some SoColor gel pens for details on her, and then all of the little symbols around the circle. So just this was about as much detail paint wise as I wanted to do. I'm not known for really wanting to get into the details much. So but sorry, I blanked out again. Boy, this is really hard for me. Um, but I'm not a big details person. So the fact that I actually went through and did all this in black paint, I was gonna do it in black, like glitter gel pen, and then I was like, but the shimmer paint will probably look better. Then I remembered that the black shimmer paint isn't very shimmery, not like the orange paint. So I was like, well, darn it, I could have probably just used black gel pen, but it's all right. This was a good practice with a detail, using a detail brush and paint, and being my typical smudgy, messy self. Um, so yeah, that is kind of what we're doing today. And like I said, I'm just kind of playing around a little bit with some of my longer video formats, trying to mix them up a little bit, see if people like the shorter videos like this a little bit better. I probably won't completely stop doing the long videos, but obviously they will happen less frequently. As far as upcoming videos, Friday evening probably is when I'm going to do my supply haul. I ended up doing a lot of Christmas for me. A little bit of stress buying for sure. I did find some good deals, and I've been working on swatching and swatching and swatching for like the past 2 weeks to build up this video. I have a couple things that came in as Christmas gifts that I'm going to show as well. I don't have quite everything. There are probably a couple things that are going to come in later this month, but I want to go ahead and do the video, and I'll probably show those off in detail in like January. This is also going to be the last really big haul that I do because financial reasons. I went into detail Saturday or Sunday if you want to go watch that video for more detail. But for financial reasons, I am going to be doing, I guess, a low buy for 2024, but basically it's like a no buy with a few exceptions. So here we are with the Coliro paint. This does tend to stay as a pretty dry paint, and so I have to pre-moisten it with water and let it sit for a little bit. I like this paint, and for the most part, I can do one layer with just touch-ups, but I have to look at it at a bunch of different angles. It's so shiny that a lot of times I'll paint like this, or like I did Saturday, and I'll look at it, I'm like, that looks really good, and then we'll slightly tilt the picture for some reason, and I can suddenly see all these spots I missed. So you kind of have to look at it from different angles just to make sure there aren't thin areas. But here I'll show where I'm going back and forth between mostly the Aztec gold here, but then I use a little bit of the Tibet gold as well. So yeah, so let's see. So there's that. I do want to do a demo video next week. I will be in Seattle for work next week, so I'd like to pre-record and publish or schedule a video for middle next week. Another kind of demo using a new marker set that I got. I think I'm going to use my Christmas in July book. So it'll be Christmassy, but to honor our Southern Hemisphere friends who currently are more in dealing with summer than they are winter. I'm hoping I can do that, and we'll see, because this weekend's going to be busy, and I have to leave Sunday night to actually go to my parents, because it's a longer drive if I drive from here to the airport. So I usually stay at my parents' house because they're about a halfway point in between the night before. I'm going to be getting up super early because I do not travel. I do not fly much less I've never flown this time of year. And so I really have no idea what it's going to be like Monday. I know it's still fairly early, I guess, in terms of Christmas travel, but um, there's construction at the airport too, and I'm the type of person that gets really anxious in terms of like trying to find parking and stuff like that. So I figure Monday morning I'm gonna be a nervous wreck. Um, Hopefully that will go smoothly, and hopefully coming back Thursday night will go smoothly as well. Because I would rather not be there on Friday. I'd rather just go ahead and come home Thursday night, even though I would be getting home at 2 or 3 o'clock Friday morning. So, um, so I got to start packing and stuff for that. And I mentioned Reef Cheap had a hematoma this weekend. I sure I explained what it was, but a hematoma is where a cat or a dog shakes their head so much that like a blood vessel busts in their ear, and like basically it's like a blood blister. And the ear kind of fills up and flops over from the weight, and they can go down by themselves, but the scar tissue can be a problem, and they can, very easily come back. They go down slowly, but they're really painful to the animals. So his got bigger, and it's in the ear. He has constant drainage in. If he was a kid, he'd have ear tubes. Like he has on that side of his head, even out of his nose, he gets drainage. And honestly, I'm surprised this hadn't happened sooner. For as annoying as that ear is to him, we do our best to keep it clean and dry, but he gets to the point where he hates us touching it and he will avoid us. So we try to limit how much we do that, and thus we're trying to find a compromise. And anyway, so he had to go early Monday morning and get an incision to drain that, and that wasn't fun. Plus, he also has now a upper respiratory infection because where he went to the vet last week for his checkup stressed him out so bad. He is really he can get respiratory infections easily. He has allergies. He's a snotty, drainagey cat anyway, so you have to carefully watch to see when that turns from normal to like snotty sick cat. And I guess the stress at the vet turned him into sick snotty over the weekend. So, and they were out of azithromycin, so we had to go to our pharmacy here in town to get it. Which I thought they'd give us trouble because the pharmacy I use, that's in the same town as my vet, they've given me weird looks before when I went in there, and I'm like, y'all should get stuff like this from the vet's office all the time. They say they send stuff to you all the time. But like my pharmacy in town was like, no, we got this, it's fine. So surprisingly, it wasn't an issue. But it's like cherry flavored because I don't know why they just don't have plain. I guess just because it's liquid and normally probably for kids it's cherry flavored. Oh goodness, cats and cherry flavored do not mix. It's not harmful to them. It's just they hate it. Hate it. That's probably the worst reaction, most visceral reaction I get to medicine is when I have to do cherry flavored stuff. I had to do cherry flavored Benadryl with a cat once, and they looked like Santa Claus. They were foaming at the mouth so much. They were so mad. That was my cat Mia, who's been gone for a number of years, but it's one of those things you're trying not to laugh because you feel sorry for him, but it is just really funny. So yeah, he is not a fan, and it's yet another med that my husband's gonna have to give while I'm away. Guys, I bought a pill organizer for Bagheera. I'm not kidding. It has 4 slots a day, which is what he needs because he gets meds 4 times a day. And I'm going to have to sit there and fill that out, and I'm probably going to fill out the 2 extra days just in case. Or the 3 extra days, I guess, since I'm supposed to be back Friday. Um, I'm going to have to fill it out, and like an elderly man, a human man. And it's a lot of meds for a cat, but he has been doing really well on it. So it's just one of those things, it's for his quality of life. So yeah, my poor husband's gonna have a schedule. I usually keep up with the cat meds and the cat food and all that. He takes care of the litter boxes. But next week I'm gonna have to lay out like a chart and a schedule because um, Reap Sheep's getting this antibiotic every day, and then I think it switches to every 3 days, and then Leroy's still on his daily Orvax antibiotics. So it is, yeah, it's a lot. And I'll be honest, I really don't want to go because I don't want to put that stress on him, but I don't really want to go either just because it's cold. What is that thumping car? Wow, that's weird. Um, but I don't really want to go just because it's cold and I've just been tired, y'all. Like, just tired. I thought sleeping for almost a month straight helped give me a little bit of energy, but like the last couple of weeks have just felt really hard. I last night, and I'm going to try to do it the rest of the week. I'm going to try to go to bed a half hour to an hour early each week to see if it helps. Because I've been carrying on because I have to. I need, I have to log in, I have to work, I have to do what I have to do. But Lord have mercy, I'm just exhausted so easily. That has sucked. But anyway, that's what's been going on around here. And looking back here, I think we're about to move to. Am I speeding it up, or are we just? I don't know. I've already lost control and lost my knowledge of what I did to these video clips. But anyway, Reap Sheep is doing well. His ear is going to forever look kind of crooked and off a little bit. But it doesn't look like it's coming back, though. Brent will have to keep an eye on that too. So here I am adding some more gold paint. I think I meant to cut this section out. That's fine. That's fine. This just shows you where I'm adding it in bit by bit. Yeah, like I said, I'm usually not this fussed about details. And so it is a little messy. It is a little smudgy. But, and you can see here, like, as I'm going through it, I see certain places where it didn't coat as well as I wanted it to. So now I got to go back and touch up some areas and this and that. And being fussed about it. And, so yeah. But I, being Aztec, I figured she needed to be dripping in gold, so to speak. Grab some of my tea. Yeah, I've had to live on caffeine, and I noticed towards the end of last week, like, the caffeine's already not wanting to do its job. Like, it's already starting to just not not keep up with me. But no, this weekend, so Saturday we're actually going to my in-laws. We had to skip Thanksgiving because my mother-in-law was sick, and so we're going to do kind of like Christmas dinner, hang out Saturday instead of Christmas Day. There's a basketball game that his dad wants to watch with us, and we're going to do dinner. And they've been kind of sending us gifts, so there's not going to be a lot of gift opening, but just some kind of casual. And I figure that'll just give me more time to rest when I get back, because when I get back on that Friday, hopefully I'm not working that day. And then we'll go to my parents' Christmas Day, and they're just about 30 minutes away, and that should be it. So I'm planning for some very um, low key time for the last week of the year. And I think I'm actually taking, so I get obviously that Monday, well, not obviously, depending on where you're at, but I get Christmas Day off that Monday. I'm taking Tuesday, and then I'm taking New Year's Eve, and then I'll get New Year's that Monday for New Year's Day. So, I think that's right. Yeah, not New Year's Eve. I mean, I'm taking the 29th or whatever day that is, that Friday. So here I'm using my new Color gel pens. So I have a set of Jelly Roll Stardust. Is it? Yeah, the Stardust or the glitter ones. And I use the heck out of those. But I wanted some more colors. I know I have the clear one. And I could like use marker. I could use any color marker I want and then put the clear one over it. And it's technically any color I want it to be. But I'm lazy and I don't want to have to use marker on everything. Sometimes I just want the color gel pen that I need. And so I was looking for just a fairly simple set of gel pens, and I asked my friend Chris, Christopher Michaels here on YouTube. He actually did a review of them about these, and they are the Color 60 set of gel pens. It's 120. You get 60 pens and then 60 refills. And so far, I've been pretty pleased with them. Some of them take a little bit to get going, but once I've had them going, I don't have a whole lot of problem with them skipping or not filling in well. I do like the variety of colors, and overall, I've used them quite a bit in the Christmas countdown book I'm doing, the Advent calendar, and then using them here as well. I end up pulling, the only problem is I haven't swatched them yet. And the reds are really hard to find in those types of gel pens because they look red, but they turn out to be pink. Like the pen looks red and it's actually pink. And the ones that look too dark are actually red. I have a real problem with like discerning red and red orange and stuff. So I need to use the swatch cards that came with it and swatch them out. But for the sake of my laziness, I just decided to use my red Jelly Roll gel pen because I knew that one was red, dang it. So I mixed that in here, but what I'm doing is just taking the colors I used in the picture, the blue, teal, orange, red, and gold, and I'm just mixing them up throughout the picture itself and or throughout the symbols on the outside. And I forgot how shiny this side of the page looks, so it's not like you can see it real well from this angle. So I think I'm going to go ahead and send it to the end, and we might be right under 30 minutes. So yeah, let's go and oh, there we go. We can see a little better before I hop over there. But yeah, and I just already recorded the outro, so I guess I'll move over to that. But overall, like I said, I do like these gel pens a lot as well, and overall was pretty pleased with how all this turned out. So hopefully you had a little fun seeing me do something different that isn't marker, just marker, or and actually using some paint and some different things. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Move it out a little bit. So here is the finished picture. If you lift it up a little bit, you can see the shine from the paint, shimmer paint, and then of course the sparkle from the gel pen. I'm actually really pleased with how this turned out. I think I kept just putting it off because of the painting part of it, and while I originally thought, I don't know why I thought the shimmer paint would be opaque enough to cover these lines, I'm glad that I took the time to paint in the details. And you know, she's looking a little smudgy here on the edge with the painting I did, but it was nice, you know, not too bad, and I was able to do it without having too shaky a hand. So I'm real pleased with that. I'm pleased that I kept the background dark. I thought it might be too much black, but honestly she's just so full of color, and then all these little triangles around here are so full of color, I just really wanted to keep a neutral background to really make her pop. And so yeah, overall I'm really pleased with this. Um, sorry, I also added a little bit of glitter gel pen just to some of the lines in here, just that weren't painted with the black shimmer paint, just to make them stand out a little bit more. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me finish this, and I had a lot of fun with this. I'm having a lot of trouble with the perforated pages wanting to come out of this book, so I might have to put these in a different book or something like that. But you'll see this in my completed pages at the end of the month. Hopefully you like these little shorter kind of touch-based videos in the middle of the week. And Friday, as I mentioned, hopefully... Oh, I just realized I missed a place, and I happen to have my red gel pen. Haha. And so we're going to fill it in. There we go. Haha. Nice. And I will be back Friday or Saturday with the supply haul. I think it'll be Friday, but just in case I tell you wrong and you don't see it then, it'll be up Saturday. So thanks everyone, and bye for now.